you able to sell in Lafayette Gardens with the Deuces also selling in Lafayette Gardens?
Yes, I was.
Around that time, did there come a point that you got arrested?
Yes, I did.
What did you get arrested for?
For resisting arrest and possessing a controlled substance.
What kind of controlled substance is it?
Crack cocaine.
What did you do to resist arrest briefly?
I tried run from the police.
Did you then... What happened to you after you were arrested for that? Those charges?
Oh, I went to court and I got bailed out.
Did you ultimately get sentenced and convicted?
Yes, I did.
When did you... Did you go to jail for that?
Yes, I did.
Around what time?
The spring of 1993.
How long did you stay in jail?
8 months.
So that takes us to 1994?
Yes. The end of 93, I came home.
When you came home in 1994, who was selling drugs from Lafayette Gardens?
CMB.
And that's World or Wise?
It was both.
Were you selling there?
Not in 1994.
What happened in 1994? Did you go somewhere else to sell?
Yes, I did.
Where did you go?
Troy, New York.
Who did you go with?
With Wise.
At this time, after you went with Wise to Troy, New York, how long after 1994 was it until you came back ultimately to sell in Lafayette Gardens?
I might have stayed in Troy from 1994 to, 1997, but we came back frequently back and forth.
When you came back and forth, was it to get more drugs?
Yes, it was.
So where would you get drugs from when you were going back and forth to sell out of town at this time?
We were going to Washington Heights to buy drugs.
Did there come a point that you got arrested while you were trying to buy more drugs?
Yes.
What happened?
I was arrested on 139th and Columbia in Washington Heights for buying drugs.
Were you convicted?
Yes, I was.
What? Did you serve any time for that in jail?
Yes, I did.
How much time?
60 days.
When you were arrested on that occasion, did you give the police any sort of name? Your real name or any different name?
I gave them a different name.
What was that?
Lamar Johnson.
Why did you give them a different name?
I didn't want them to know who I was. I didn't want them to know my real name.
Is that the only time you provided the police with a different name?
No.
Can you tell us about some of the other times? Or how many times would you say you did that?
About 5 or 6 information.
And what about other personal information? Did you ever provide the police with, for example, an incorrect social security number?
Yes, I did.
What? Was that for the same reason of trying to evade capture by the police?
Yes, it was.
How many times would you say you did that?
Once or twice.
Did you ever hear or go by the name Sammy the Bull?
Yes, I did.
What was that? Why did you pick that name?
It was a nickname that was given to me that I didn't really like, but it was given to me.
Why?
Because I had told on Rab.
So what relation does Sammy the Bull have to telling on Rab?
Oh, because he told on John Gotti.
So you told us you stayed out of town until about 1997?
Yes.
And when you came home, when would you say you started selling drugs again in Lafayette Gardens?
In the summer of 1998.
When that happened, where was World?
He was in jail.
Mr. Johnson, I want to talk about the Empire Roller Rink. Are you familiar with the Empire Roller Rink?
Yes, I am.
Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
What kind of a place say Empire Roller Rink?
It is a disco skating rink.
Were there a lot of people there?
Yes.
When you went? And from different places?
Yes.
From LG and other places?
Yes.
You told us that you were out of town with Wise for a period of time, and that you spoke with him about some things. Did you speak with him ever about World and getting beaten up by a bouncer?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell us what Wise told you about that?
He just told me his brother got beat up and embarrassed and humiliated at the skating rink.
Did you learn what happened after that?
I was just told by him that his brother got beaten up.
Could we have the year?
What year are we talking about?
Yeah, what year did you have this conversation?
I believe 1998, 1997.
You said you were up in Troy beginning in about what year?
I went up there in 94.
You stayed up there for how long?
2.5, almost 3 whole years.
After that, did you go to other places? After you were in Troy, were you in Schenectady and other places like that after Troy?
Yes.
So around 1997 or 1998?
Your Honor, actually, I do have an objection to this testimony, given what the status of things is in 1998 and 1999 concerning this gentleman's continued membership, alleged membership.
All right, you can note your objection. Let's hear the question. Overruled.
All right. So at the time you were selling drugs with Wise, right?
Yes, I was.
So what did he tell you about what was the result of the fight with the bouncer?
Just that his brother got beat up and that the bouncer was killed.
Did he tell you by whom?
Yes.
Who was that?
He said by Tookie.
Do you know Tookie?
I met him before.
Who did you know him to be?
A young guy coming up in the community. He was a young guy, much younger than me.
When you were around in the early 90s, was he in the CMB?
No, he wasn't.
Was he that much younger than you?
Yes, he was.
Did there ever come a point that you heard about anyone being blood that was in CMB, a member of the Blood Street Gang?
Yes.
What did you learn about that?
I learned that a few members of the crew had turned blood.
When? Around what time did you learn that?
Around 1995, 96.
Who were some of the members that you learned turned blood?
Hastings, World, Popsy. I think that's it.
Did that somehow, being a member of the Bloods, did that end the relationship with CMB, or were these people a member of both groups?
They were a member of both.
You told us before we broke you went back in around 1998 that you started selling drugs in Lafayette Gardens while World was in jail?
Yes, I did.
When that happened, where was Wise?
He was in Lafayette Gardens.
Did there come a point that you began to sell at Lafayette Gardens that you had a conversation with Peanut?
Yes, I did.
What happened?
Peanut asked me, did I want to sell drugs with him again?
Was he working alone or with other people?
He was actually working alone, but he was hanging around other people.
Who were some of those people?
Homicide, Shamel.
Who is Homicide? Do you know his real name?
No.
So around that time, did you have occasion to see Peanut drive any cars?
Yes.
What kind of cars did he drive?
Different vehicles. Different cars.
What were some of the cars?
He had a black Pathfinder. He had a black BMW. He had a black Range Rover.
Around the time that Peanut approached you to sell drugs, did anyone else approach you about selling drugs?
Yes.
Who was that?
Wise.
What happened when Wise approached you to sell drugs?
He asked me, did I want to? Did I want to continue to hustle with him? Did I want to open up 433?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
Did I want to open up 433?
What did that mean?
Meaning, did I want to put drugs back in my building?
Now, you said you knew Wise and Peanut growing up for a long time, since the early 90s and even before.
Yes.
Can you tell the jury about the relationship between Wise and Peanut?
It was okay. It was kind of strange, like, they were friends, but they were like distant friends, where it always seemed to be something going on between the two of them, a feud. Not really like brothers, like a brotherhood or a friendship that you were saying that I had with the both of them.
Do you ever remember hearing about any incidents between them that happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yes.
What did you learn?
When I was upstate in 1989, they had altercation and they had a shootout between each other.
Did you ever hear about any robberies?
Yes,
Who did you learn that from?
from Wise.
So what did you learn?
In 1991, he robbed Peanut. He stuck him up, and he threw him down a flight of stairs.
Did they also have arguments about women?
Yeah, they had a feud over different women.
So after both of them had approached you to sell drugs, what did you decide to do?
I chose to and decided to sell drugs at 433 with Wise
Why did you make that decision?
because I always had sold with Wise. And I made that decision because I was a little more comfortable hustling in New York with him, as well as hustling with him, period.
Did you speak to Wise about Peanut approaching you to sell drugs?
Yes, I did.
What was his reaction?
His reaction was like, oh, you know, I expected that, but, you know, it's good that, you know, that you stayed with me.
So at the time you started selling drugs for Wise, and this is 1998, you told us World was in jail?
Yes,
Where is Boo?
Boo is in jail too.
Where is eBay?
He's in jail.
And what kind of role do you take in Wise's organization at that point?
Right away, I've taken the position as a worker.
So that's the lowest level?
Yes, it is.
Who else is selling drugs with Wise at that time?
Jimbo and Keith.
Do you know Jimbo's real name?
Yes,
What is it?
James Ferrier.
Jimbo and Keith. Was there anyone else selling with Wise around that time?
Yes.
Who?
Boo, Keith brothers. And that was about it.
Were there also other workers that you had working?
Yes.
Where did Thor grow up?
He grew up in Lafayette Gardens.
Which building? I'm putting up Government Exhibit 101.
He grew up in 456.
Could you tell us where 456 is? Okay, you've indicated. And around that time, was Thor selling other drugs apart from crack cocaine?
Yes, he was.
What else was he selling?
Heroin?
Heroin?
Yes.
I'm going to direct your attention now to June of 1999. Did there come a time where Wise was killed?
Yes, there was.
At the time, where was World?
He was incarcerated. He was in jail.
Can you tell us about the day that Wise was killed?
It was early in the morning. He probably had just got to Lafayette Gardens. We spoke briefly. He walked over. He shook Thor and Peanut's hand. He said hello to them. He walked away. He came back. He said he's going to have breakfast. Do I want to come with him? Do I want to have breakfast? I told him no. I'm staying out here. And he said he'll be back, and he walked off.
You said that he shook hands with Peanut and Thor. Despite their relationship, the history that you described between them, what was their day-to-day relationship like?
It was cool.
And did that change sometimes? Sometimes they were on and sometimes off?
It varied, yes.
Now you said that Peanut was with Thor. Where were they standing?
They were standing in front of 433.
Was that unusual?
Kind of.
Why?
I mean, they had their differences as well.
At the time that Thor was working for Wise, what was Thor's role?
He was the head of, enforcer. He was bigger than the rest of us. So he kind of held us down. He protected us.
After you saw, just to be clear, at the time, this is June 1999, what you described before, selling drugs for Wise, it was still going on?
Yes, it was.
And was it the same where when you sold drugs, you would take the money off the top and then give the rest of it to the lieutenants who would give it to Wise in the same way you would with World when he was out of jail?
Yes.
What happened after you saw him walk away?
I never saw him again.
What was the next thing that you saw?
I saw him laying on the ground fighting for his life. He had gunshot wounds in his head.
Had you heard the shots?
Yes, I did.
When you heard the shots, where were you standing about?
I was standing on the strip.
Can you point on the map? We have Government Exhibit 101. About where were you? All right, so you've indicated near 433. And when you said that you ran and saw him, where was Wise?
He was on the side of 456.
Where is that?
It's like the back of the building,
All right, so you are talking about.
by the basketball court.
So, 456 I've indicated on the map. Tell us where the basketball court is in relation to 456? So between 470 DeKalb and 456?
Yes,
So after you heard the shots and you went over to him, what did you see?
I saw him laying there, with his eyes rolling behind the back of his head, and he seemed to be fighting for his life.
What did you do?
I knelt down and I tried to pick him up, and then I put his head in my lap.
What happened next?
I took off my shirt and I put my shirt on his head. He just continued to bleed and he was fighting for his life.
Did he survive?
No, he didn't.
Did he immediately die, or was there some period of time that he was in the hospital?
He was in the hospital for some time.
Did there come a point where you learned who had shot him?
Yes,
Who was that?
it was Nino.
Who is Nino?
He was a cousin of Peanuts. He was a little guy, a young guy.
While you were there talking to Thor, did you see anyone else from CMB that was around?
Yes,
Who?
Jimbo.
After that happened and Wise was taken to the hospital?
Yes, he was.
After that, did there come a point when you met up with other members of CMB?
Yes,
Where were you when that happened?
I was in the park.
In Lafayette Gardens?
Yes,
Was that the same day, or was that the day after, or when in relationship to Wise's death was that?
it was the next day.
Who was there?
Me, Jimbo, P. Black, Thor, Taz, and I believe eBay.
Was Boo home from jail at that point?
I think he was.
When you met up, you said Taz, and that's the person that you haven't mentioned yet. Who is Taz?
He's, I would say, an associate of the crew. He was considered a member, but he was someone the day after Wise was the first time I met him, and I only saw him twice.
So the day after Wise died is the first time you met Taz?
Yes, it is.
Do you know where he was from?
I heard that he was from Bedford Avenue, but I don't know if he was from there for sure.
When he came to the meeting at CMB that day, did you have a conversation with him or did you hear him talk?
Yes, I did.
What did he say?
He said he was there to introduce himself to those that didn't know him, was there to hold it down.
What did that mean to you?
That meant he was coming to take control.
Did he talk about whether that was his own idea or the idea of somebody else?
No, he told us whose idea it was.
Whose?
He said it was World's idea.
How did World communicate that idea while he was incarcerated?
I would assume by phone or by letter. I don't know how.
If I may approach? I'm just going to show you Government Exhibit 19. Who is that?
That's Taz.
What was the reaction of the rest of the members of the Cash Money Brothers, who there were, to Taz's announcement that World put him in charge?
It was a different reactions. Most guys was listening. Most guys was just sitting down.
What was your reaction?
I was upset. I didn't know him. I was like, who is this guy, I was upset because my friend had just got shot and I had never saw this guy before. And he just came around talking about he was going to do this and he was going to do that. And we wasn't known for that.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, like, we didn't just let anybody come around us.
After that meeting, did Taz do anything that you saw that showed that he was holding you down?
No, he didn't.
What did you do?
I hustled. I continued to stay outside. I continued to sell crack. I continued to play my role.
When Wise died, were you in possession of any crack cocaine that he had given to you?
Yes, I was.
What did you do with that?
I gave the money to Jimbo.
After you sold it?
Of course.
And once you gave it to Jimbo, what was Jimbo's role at that point? What did he say?
He actually didn't want nothing to do with it no more. He was kind of upset. He was, emotional. He was like done. He was finished with it.
Did anybody else step in to play the role of lieutenant at that point?
Yes,
Who?
Keith.
And that was Keith that we saw earlier, or that was also nicknamed Broman?
Yes,
How long did Keith stay in the role of lieutenant?
I would say about 4 months.
What happened that changed that?
Oh, he went to jail. His home was raided.
Do you know when that happened?
Yes,
When?
October of 1999.
So, in those 4 months, you continued to sell drugs as you had been?
Yes,
And there were other members that we had spoken about that were doing the same?
yes,
Did anybody, once Keith was arrested and was he incarcerated?
yes, he was.
At that point, did anyone else step in to fill the role?
Yes,
Who?
Boo and eBay and Thor.
Now, you said that Boo stepped in to take that role. Why hadn't he taken the role from the beginning?
He hadn't taken the role from the beginning because he had just came home.
From jail?
Yes,
When he came home after he came home from jail, did anything change?
not right away.
Eventually?
Yes,
Why was that?
because he kind of had seniority. He was like down with us from the beginning. He was older as far as being around and being down with the crew for a while.
Did he have any particular relationship with the world you knew about?
Yes, he did.
What was that?
They was close. They were real close.
Is that different than some of the other members of CMB?
Yes, they grew up with each other and they were buddies.
So you told us that you heard that Nino had been responsible for the shooting. Did you hear anything about anyone else who may have been responsible for the murder?
No, but I heard that the gun that Nino had used or supposed to have used was given to Nino by Kojak.
Who was Kojak?
He was another younger guy in the hood who, he sold crack. And he went in and out of town, he traveled.
Did you learn that anything happened to Kojak as a result of the talk that he provided the weapon to the murder?
Yes,
What happened to him?
he was murdered
By whom?
by Thor.
Do you know when that happened?
Yes,
When?
2 days after Wise was shot.
Did you learn of anybody else apart from Nino and Kojak that was supposed to be responsible for this murder?
Yes,
Who?
it was rumored that it was Peanut's fault.
At this point, did you still have a relationship with Peanut?
Yes,
Did there come a point that you spoke to him about it?
yes, I did.
Can you tell us about that?
He came to my house and my mother told me that he was at the door. So I went to answer the door and I told him to come inside, and me and him sat down in my room where we talked, and he told me that he had nothing to do with it.
Did there come a point after that you had a conversation with World?
Yes,
After Wise's death, how long would you say it was until you spoke to World?
about 4 or 5 months.
At the time that you ended up speaking with him, where was he?
He was locked up. He was still in jail.
How did you speak?
Through the phone.
What happened when you spoke with him?
I spoke with him. I was at a friend's house. He had called there and he told me. They were on the phone. I guess they told him I was there, and he asked to speak to me.
Did you speak to him?
Yes, I did.
Did there come a point that he asked you about the murder of Wise?
Yes. He just asked me what was going on and what happened and what did I think.
Did you tell him about your conversation with Peanut?
Of course.
Did he have a response?
Yes.
What was that?
Okay, Sammy. Okay, Sammy.
Around that time, did you learn about any shootings between members of CMB and Peanut?
Yes.
What did you learn about them?
Your Honor, can we find out where he learned it from?
All right, ask him more specific information.
Yes, I will. When you say that you learned about these shootings, who did you learn it from?
True, I witnessed it with my own eyes when I was standing out there in the Lafayette Gardens projects in front of 433. Peanut came through, and he came through shooting, as well as Trub telling me that they shot at Peanut on Grand Avenue.
So those are 2 occasions that you mentioned at first that Traub told you about.
Yes.
And that's Traub, who is a member of the CMB that you spoke about?
Yes, it is.
And the second, you were there and that was in 433?
Yes,
That's in Lafayette Gardens?
it was on the Strip.
What happened when you were there?
We were standing out there, and it was broad daylight. It was early, and Peanut came out the back door of 470. And we was standing around in the crowd, talking, and he just fired at us.
Who was there?
Me, Kazim, Jimbo, Thor, Keith. There was a few of us.
Was there a response from the people that you were with?
No, everybody just ran.
You told us you were at the friend's house when you had a talk with World on the phone?
Yes,
Who was that friend?
his name was Pumpkin.
Did there come a point that you went to a party that was thrown for Pumpkin?
Yes, yes, yes.
What year was that?
I think it was 2000.
Did you learn somebody got killed at that party?
Yes,
Who?
a friend of ours. His brother. Fish's brother.
And you were at the party?
Yes, I was.
Who were you with?
I was with my little brother and my girlfriend at the time.
Was there anyone from CMB there?
Yes,
Who?
Boo, Tion, eBay, Popsy, DJ. There was a lot of us there.
While you were at that party, did you carry a firearm?
Yes, I did.
Did anyone else that you knew carry a firearm?
Say that again?
Was there anyone else there that you knew was carrying a firearm?
Yes,
Who?
a guy he had a gun inside the party. And I didn't know his name firsthand, but he wasn't supposed to have a gun on him at that party.
What did you do with that gun?
I took it from him.
Did you do anything at the party that caused anyone to be upset with you?
Yes,
What was that?
I started throwing cake at the end of the party, towards the end of it.
And when you say you were there when somebody was shot, can you tell us what you saw?
I started throwing cake at the party, and the guy that I put cake on his face, he got a little upset. So he was trying to get out the party. And I was trying to, calm him down and apologize. So he was running out the party, and I ran behind him. And I spoke to him about, being sorry and letting him know, it was a party and let's just chill out and have fun. But that kind of, stirred up a lot of mayhem within the party. And as he was going out, I went out. And I was trying to tell my little brother, come on, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. And the security, the guys that were doing the searchings, they were also trying to calm the guy down as well as me. And all you heard was shots. But it was from inside the party.
And you were already outside the party?
I was in the entranceway to going out.
What did you do?
Oh, I ran out the party.
Did you ever learn about who had fired the shots?
No, I didn't.